There you go.
First.
Well, yeah, it had to be a second time on there.
And you leave it wet.
Yep.
You want the water to be on it.
There you go.
This works best with that water. You just simply spray it like that.
Uh-huh.
And you
Uh-huh.
don't wait any time. You immediately take that rag and wipe it.
Yep.
You're wanting to put that coating on it.
And then it's on there for months.
About 6 months.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Now maybe on aircraft, depends on how much exposure, still give it about like on the 3-month part.
I'll feel that one.
Yep, that's nice.
It puts a really nice
That's
coating
nice.
on it.
Yep.
Now the next
It
time
shows
you
it
get the
really
oil
works.
on it, all you have to do the next time is take the wet rag. You have to put any more of that on for about 6 months.
It's the same thing with this drip.
Try that.
Oh, yeah. Watch. All you do is wipe it off. Make it look pretty. You don't want to do anything with that. Although you could. Just makes it smoother.
Oh
How
yeah.
does that affect that, Mike?
On what?
This.
No, I don't.
On that?
Yeah.
Later. Later on, as
After
they
you-
get to know it, because it has no reaction with hydraulic fluids.
Well, that's what I thought about reaction with
Uh-huh.
hydraulic fluid. That's why I asked.
Yeah. Yeah, like when I was working on the F9s, they made sure that no liquid oxygen would get around any hydraulic fluids. And but this here is non-reactant.
See, because it's not a polish, it's a coating.
Uh-huh. And it's totally out of the family of oil. Has nothing to do with oil.
Or
Now,
solvents,
Feel
or
that one.
No solvents.
Yeah.
None.
That's what protects the paint. You're not.
Did you feel of the surface? Did you go like this?
It's definitely a silky feeling.
Yeah.
No, that's really kind of impressive, guys.
What it does, I usually draw it on a piece of paper.
Now, do you have another area?
Underneath the rudder, maybe.
How about
Let's find a nasty area.
how do you feel about your propellers?
Right here.
Oh yeah.
Try it. Yeah, give that a go.
Now it's not going to take off baked on oil. It's just not going to do it because it's it's the fusing of it.
Yeah.
But if once you put it on when it's been taken off the baked oil,
Yeah.
then it will slow down the process of that oil baking
It's not
on.
a solvent, because it's just a wet rag. So that's not a solvent at all. In other words, it only protects the surface as it exists. That's why we try to catch them as quickly as possible before it deteriorates. That's where you end up with a really
Right.
good deal.
You have it like your plane is like new, refurbished.
Yeah.
Then you put that on, and your maintenance is just going to be less than half. You'll save so much money.
Spray solvents on there all the time. That's kind of.
That's
Well,
tough on it.
Yeah, and solvents
Well,
stick.
at first, in order to get it off,
But you can
see
tell
how
by
nice
the
that is
shine.
right there without it.
See where it's starting to shine?
See right there? But I mean, and now here's another thing it'll do, and I discovered this because when Mike first gave it to me, on your wheels, you know how you get that dust from your brake pedals, your brake shoes? You get that black dust on your rims. I took it and I did it. I thought, wow, that's nasty. And he says, well, it won't clean it off. It's up to you. I went back the next day and redid it. It cleaned it off. So you go back like the next day and do this, you'll be surprised. It'll clean it off.
Kind of brings the color back.
Yeah.
Yep.
It does.
Yeah, you about have to hit that stuff that tough with solvent first.
Yeah.
I would think
Cut
you
it.
would have to get
If
it
you
off.
do it that way,
Because it protects
You'll
the
have it
existing
prepped.
surface. It's not. It's not a cleaner. It doesn't
Right.
clean it. It protects it, so that anything that gets on it after that point,
but once you have that polish on
it
there,
is removing it.
yeah. And that's old. That's old too, isn't it?
It is old.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
it's sticky. You can
it
feel
doesn't
it.
take long for this thing to get greased up. I'll tell
Yeah.
you that. I'll tell you that.
And just like the S2Fs that I cleaned, those trackers by Grumman,
Yeah.
that's when they come in just covered with oil. And if I would have had this, this would have saved us so much problems.
Like, well, you know, it's removing it.
It does, little by little, because that's really hard.
Feel right there with your finger. I've actually removed the oil from it.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
coming on.
But see, you don't realize it. I need a lot to do that with.
Yeah.
Look at that, Mike. It's actually taking
Yeah,
it off.
you do.
It is. It's
Hey,
actually.
Dan, take a look at that little cowling piece.
There we go.
It's actually taking the oil stuff off.
Yeah. I wouldn't go any further.
Okay.
Because what you do is give it time, and
you
then
gotta
just
let
let
it
it
eat
the
into
next
it.
time around, and it's the erosion of it. Erosion
Now, the
will
next time
take
you-
place.
Look how much that's cleaned that up.
Oh,
Feel
yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's almost unbelievable.
And there's
The next
no
time
solvents.
You, use it, you give
None.
it time to kind of work
Yeah.
into it, make that soft. The next time you do it, it'll take it
Yeah.
off.
And there's no
It'll
no
have it looking
abrasives.
like this.
None.
About 3 times of treating it, it'll be like this.
And
You
then
don't have to worry about it from then on in the future. You simply take a wet rag and wipe it off.
it withstands temperatures over 1,000 degrees.
I'm convinced.
And so then under here, we see this.
Compared to that.
Yep.